Hello again, everybody! Zacky Tech is here with the Atakline for Wednesday, May 22nd, 2013. Alright, let's kick it off with your Billboard number ones. Well, first off, we have a new number one album this week on the Billboard Top 200. It is Vampire Weekend with their latest album debuting at number one this week. Kicking off Lady A after 1 week. Lady A didn't have much time to self-relish their number one for the third time, but Modern Vampires in the City is the name of the album that debuted at number one today. It's Vampire Weekends, if I am correct, which I will double check. It is the first number one debut. Unless the last album debut. I think the last album debuted at number one. I think, but I gotta, like I said, I gotta double check, which I'm trying to right now. But there you go, your new number one album, Vampire Weekend. Next week, they have to defend against Daft Punk with their new album coming out. Now on with we have a still new number one album, but still number one single on the Hot 100. Yes, third week in a row. Macklemore and Ryan Lewis with Can't Hold Us remaining at number one this week on the Hot 100. So congrats to them. Congrats to Vampire Weekend, your Billboard number ones. And of course, Macklemore, which like I said, the song's still number one, Can't Hold Us, basically found prominence by being in a commercial promoting a Microsoft item. Speaking of Microsoft, one of the most talked about news items of the day when it comes to technology was the review of Xbox One yesterday at a press conference in California. Now, I saw a bit of this press conference streamed on the internet, and from the looks of the new Xbox called Xbox One, like seeing it first time, I felt really good about it, and I kind of liked it until, of course, I read some of the skepticism, especially on some of the features. Now, I have an Xbox 360, so now I'm thinking about may or may not upgrading, but I'm undecided right now because I don't use Xbox 360 as I used to. I don't play that much wrestling games anymore. I used to play that drum, but it goes off and on. And of course, they haven't made any new Guitar Heroes or rock bands in a while, so anyway, some of the new changes, some of the new features of the Xbox One, the design, some say it looks like a brick. I almost agree to that. It has a slot. You push it instead of the tray. Kinect comes with it. Because if you look at Xbox 360s in stores, there's always like three different levels of Xboxes out there. One with the Kinect in with the system, one without the Kinect in the system. So Kinect comes with the system with Xbox One, and I mean it's a better Kinect. Because a big change, they are now using a Blu-ray drive. Now PS4, PS3 per se, use Blu-ray, but Xbox have been using DVDs. So now using Blu-ray, that means like HD gaming. Finally, for Xbox, they finally joined in that revolution and finally embracing a HD gaming with getting a Blu-ray drive, which they finally upgraded on that. And they will not be integrating, since it's Blu-ray, they're probably not going to have Xbox 360 games work on it. Although they're still going to make Xbox 360 games for that system. But of course, one of the biggest changes, and one was skeptical, is the smart TV technology they advertise. With the voice commands to watch TV like a smart TV. Having smart TV technology with the TV guide and get to watch live TV and also Skype at the same time with the whole side thing, you know. And I saw the demos yesterday, and like I said, I saw a bit of the press conference. And to me, it looked awesome. I was like, cool, voice-activated TV changing. There was until I read the fine prints. That you have to have a cable box connected to the HDMI cable of your Xbox to change channels and stuff. So I'm like, how's that going to work? Many people are skeptical about that move. And they said the demos weren't real from some people. And basically, in many people's minds, whipping off Google TV. Maybe Apple may answer back, but anywho, uh, but to me, like I said, the demos were cool to me with the voice activation, watch this channel, and do all the multitasking like I do. Because they're like, you like to do two things at once on TV? Would you like to do that? Yes. That's why I was like appealed to it until I read the fine print. With the same nightmare of integration, as some would say about this integration with the smart TV. Like I said, you got to plug your camera box's HDMI cable into the Xbox, which overlays the signal with its own interface. And a lot of people are very skeptical about it. And it may kill cable boxes completely, but they're saying it won't. So a lot of skepticisms and a lot of answers may still yet remain when it's finally revealed fully, somewhat, at E3. And of course, its big release set for November 30th. That's what many people are speculating about that release. Specifically, holiday season. Holiday season is one of the biggest. Oh, wait a minute. November 30th, Black Friday. I think it is Black Friday. Makes sense if they want to release it by Black Friday. So there you go. Xbox One revealed with some new features, especially the Blu-ray, and of course the smart TV technology. Skepticism go around. Answers yet to remain from that front. I thought it looked cool until I found out it was fake. Wow, that's what many news sources are saying. Now, let's go back to some music news, starting with it's probably the only music news besides Billboard #1 today is the news on the CMT Awards. Now, of course, it'll take place 2 weeks from tonight, June 5th, hosted by Jason Aldean and Kristen Bell. Today, they added more performers, including one of our co-hosts. No, not Kristen Bell, thank God. She can't sing. Well, unless you count a performance in Pitch Perfect. But, anywho, Jason Aldean is pulling double duty. He's hosting and performing, along with other newly announced performers like Carrie Underwood, Darius Rucker, Florida Georgia Line, George Strait, Keith Urban, and Lady A. Now, Florida Georgia Line, they performed the ACMs, but only for like a minute. Hopefully perform Cruise in its entirety. And hopefully Nelly stays out of it. I don't want the remix with Nelly performed live for my show. Cold Stone's performers already Joy already announced performers like Little Big Town, Hunter Hayes, Taylor Swift, Luke Bryan, and the Pistol Annies for the big CMT Awards to be held, of course, on June 5th at 8 on CMT. Now, of course, I mentioned that Miss Miranda Lambert will be performing along with her group, the Pistol Annies. But no word yet on her husband, Blake Shelton. I think he's probably nominated. But no word on if Blake's performing or not. But there is news on Blake Shelton about a charity concert. Now, I didn't mention this during my Atakline on Monday, or I did mention a little bit about my wall review at the end of the video, mentioning a little bit about the tornadoes that happened in Oklahoma on Monday. And thoughts and prayers go out to the friends and family of those who were affected by it. A lot of people got killed. And it's sad to see that happen. And the whole town got devastated, specifically Moore, Oklahoma, the home place, the birthplace of Toby Keith, and a lot of country people from Oklahoma. Reba, Toby, a lot of people. And Carrie, a lot of people are sad about this event. And Blake Shelton is indeed from Oklahoma. And he wants to really help big time. Now, I said to myself that I would not be surprised that by the end of the week, there will be a fundraising charity concert announced for Oklahoma tornado relief. And I am white. What happens after a tragedy, a natural disaster? Charity concert. Fundraisers. And that's what's going to happen with Blake Shelton announcing after the Voice taping last night that he and NBC are working on a charity concert special. He said to CNN after the taping, like I mentioned, reviewing this plan, saying that we are actually putting together a fundraiser right now with NBC. We have more details for the next 24 hours or so, but definitely something with NBC is going to happen really fast, and hopefully we'll raise a lot of money. Blake, of course, kicked off The Voice last night from what I read, performing Over You and Miranda Lambert to the sounds of silence. They didn't clap or anything at the beginning of the show because it was just an emotional situation that happened in Oklahoma. So there you go, a charity event with NBC and Blake Shelton is happening. They said more details will be announced probably tomorrow, I'm guessing. So my prediction of a charity concert to be announced by the end of the week involving tornado relief in Oklahoma, I am right on that. So there you go, Blake Shelton, NBC charity concert for Oklahoma tornado relief is in the works. It will be announced shortly. Now, speaking of TV news, of course, Blake Shelton's on The Voice. I don't watch The Voice. I quit watching American Idol type shows. And not only do I quit watching American Idol type shows, I quit watching Dance from the Stars. Now, when I first started making Ataklines about 2 years ago, I was still an avid dancing fan. And I don't watch it anymore because of various reasons. The fact that it was 3 hours, I don't want to channel switch between both 2 hours of dancing when it's 2 hours and all 3 hours of war. It's a channel surfing hell. And also because of the bullshit results as of late. Especially when I watched my last season 2 seasons ago when Donald Driver won over Katherine Jenkins, who in my mind deserved to win. But from what I read from this season and the finale last night, the person that everyone thought should win did win. That being Kellie Pickler, who started off being second place in the finals, but went on to win the contest last night. Win the Dance with the Stars with Derek Huff. How many trophies does Derek Huff have? I think he's like 4 or 5 now. More than his sister, Julianne. So there you go. Kellie Pickler wins Dance with the Stars. Good for her. From what I read, she was the best. It's great to hear that someone who was the best dancer did not get voted off early, did not get a bullshit result, and she made it to the finals and actually won the finals and not lose to a person that didn't deserve to be in the finals to begin with. Ain't that right, Bristol Palin? I can't mention it 2 years ago. I still mention it now when I talk about dancing, about Bristol Palin. Like, people like Bristol Palin are the reason why I stopped watching dancing. Because I hate people like Bristol Palin, like those people who didn't deserve to be in the finals, be in the finals. So that's kind of one reason I stopped watching dancing. Like I said, with other reasons involved. So there you go. Kellie Pickler wins Dance from the Stars last night. Now, on with an ABC show that I actually watched still. Modern Family. Tonight is the season finale. It's my last network show to end for the fall. Because Amazing Race ended, Apprentice ended, and now Modern Family ends this week. Tonight. And when I talk about season 4, the first half of season 4 was okay. And I think the second half, starting around February, they started killing it. And the last couple episodes were great, especially last week's episode, which involved a lot of plots, including Phil and the Dunphys taking an RV trip to Mount Rushmore, but there was chaos involved. And the whole thing was, I think the whole theme of the episode was like not telling your family things, like withholding things from your family, but then revealing it to be a good thing. Like Haley said in the episode, she was trying out for the Globetrotter, not the Globetrotters, but the LA Lakers cheerleaders, and danced okay, not the best, she said. And also, Luke revealed he may have a girlfriend or something like that, and a lot of revelations. I think it was a revelation episode last week. And it was still a pretty fun episode. And this week's episode, I'm reading from the description of TV Guide, it's all about the family visiting Phil's mother who died. Going to Phil's mother's funeral. Can only imagine how it's going to be a good way to end the season tonight at 9 on ABC Modern Family. Hate to see it go, but love to watch it leave. Love to watch this finale, especially now that it's only been renewed for season 5. That is it for the Atakline for today. See you all later. Then bye. You've all been attacked by the news from Zach. See you all later. Yeah.